guys, welcome back to Home and Garden with Anna. So today we are going to be doing a irrigation system here in our yard. We are going to show you guys how you can save thousands of dollars and irrigate your yard on a penny, and it won't take much work at all. As you know, we've been planting our garden out, and we still plan on extending the garden and adding more garden beds to the backyard. And in order to keep up on all of that in the heat of summer and just on a day-to-day basis so that our garden grows beautifully, we need to make sure that we get proper water to all of the plants. So I've reached out to a couple of companies to come out and give us an estimate on doing irrigation, and the prices were astronomical. The first company that came out quoted me $9,000, and that was for 8 stations. The second company that came out quoted me $10,000, and that was for 9 stations. Now, if I'm gonna spend that kind of money, I'm screening in my back porch. And after we received those 2 quotes, Ernie said, you know what, I've got a better idea. Ernie has installed our landscaping irrigation at all of our homes. This is the first home, in fact, that we don't have an underground irrigation system. It's not something that you have in the South. It's not something that's normal here in the South. Actually, most people don't have irrigation at all. Now, we're not professionals at this, but we are penny pinchers. We do like to have a beautiful yard, and we're willing to put in the work and come up with ideas and share those with you guys so that you guys can too have a beautiful yard on a budget. As far as landscaping goes, the 3 things that cost you the most money are your hardscape, your large trees, and your irrigation. The irrigation is most important to me because I want to get these gardens mulched before summer. We are in the 80s, mid-80s, starting yesterday until the foreseeable future, so I think we have officially hit the hotter months of, or the hotter days of the year. So we're having to water the grass and stay up on the gardens. Now, we're not going to be installing irrigation in the grass areas, just in the gardens. So with all that said, let me show you everything Ernie's going to be using today. Okay guys, so this is the first thing that you're gonna need. It's a digital faucet timer. Ernie's doing 2 stations, so and I'm gonna show you guys where those stations are. So he got one with 2 outlets. So we picked this one up, and I believe this was about $42.
So next, what you want to have is a filter connection.
There's this here.
Yeah, there's a filter. If you can see inside, that's what.
Let's see if we can get a good shot inside there.
Okay, so you want to hook up this to your clock.
So that goes
like this.
On there, like that.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Then you install this little adapter.
Okay.
Which is a threaded adapter by Barb, which then is going to hook up to the hose. You just press it in there, and it'll go together.
Okay.
So that's your connection.
Okay, and this is the what is this?
It's a 1/2 inch tube.
Oh, here we go. The 1/2 inch black distribution tubing that he got. So that is there. And then...
So that's your first connection.
Okay.
So you run your hose wherever you want to run it.
Uh-huh.
Then you're going to... Look at these emitters here.
You have all kinds of different emitters.
Right. So we have a 4-gallon, 2-gallon per hour emitter.
Okay.
We have a
4-gallon.
4-gallon.
4-gallon. This is 1 gallon.
And 1 gallon.
Okay. So you got different emitters, just depending on the plants and how much water they need.
Right. Typically, your higher GPM or GPH will go to your bigger trees, your bushes, and stuff like that. Everything else, like a 1 gallon, can go to your smaller shrubs.
Okay. And then what are these here?
So these are tubing stakes. We can open it up.
Okay.
Is when you run your emitter from your hose, this hooks up like this.
Oops.
Like that. And then your emitter will go right there.
Oh, okay, so that sticks in the ground.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it's a stabilizer.
Yeah.
Okay. What are these?
So these are your T connections. So, and we'll show you that as we're running
Right,
it.
okay.
Right now, we're just giving you an idea. These is when you want to change direction. So since we have three planters actually that we're going to go, we're going to use these T connections
Okay.
to do that.
And then we got these here.
Yeah.
Just the landscape pins are always good to have.
Yep.
And then we went ahead and picked this up. This was $15 for this. It's a drip tubing cutter and a punch tool, which will come in handy when we're putting the emitters in. And I think that's it. Or?
And then for your end of your hose, this is called a figure 8.
Let me see.
And I'll show you how to go.
It's a figure 8.
Yeah. So,
And this is what the package looks like. It's called a universal figure 8 end.
so what you do at the end of your run, once you run everything, but then now you have a open end, you run this, you pinch it back, run it through, and now you slide it back, and then that's it.
Okay. And then what did you just spend right now? And then I'll give them a total of what we spent earlier.
On the last run, we went. It was just $50.
Okay. The last one we went was how much? I got 4 plants, and those were $4 each. So if you take $16 off of $165, so let's call
right
it.
now total.
Let's call it $150.
Ballpark, it's
$200.
$200.
All right.
Right under $200.
Okay. So we are saving thousands of dollars by Ernie doing it this way, and we're going to show you guys exactly where he's. We're going to walk over and show you where he's installing and all of that stuff. But this is probably half of the $8,000 or the $9,000 quote I got and the $10,000 quote. It was for the whole property. Ernie's doing just the backyard right now. And he's doing 2 stations. They quoted me 8 and 9 stations. So this is saving us thousands of dollars. So let's walk back there so we can show you where we're doing. So this is where he's going to be connecting the water source to.
What I'm going to do is do a small little trench.
Okay.
So I can run the hose
Underground.
underground. It doesn't have to be deep. It's just a 1/2-inch hose. So I just want to run it underground right here so it's not showing.
Got it. There's such a breeze. I'm covering the mic. I hope you guys aren't getting that breeze. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to carry it.
I'm going to run it right alongside the edge. Here's the tubing. So just to give you an idea, let me just run it real quick.
Okay.
It'll be something like this on the ground.
Okay. You won't see it. Right, okay.
We'll go alongside here.
Okay.
And then here's where I'm going to split the T's, and you'll see that when we're installing it.
You're going to split it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to split it here so that we have irrigation to this garden and irrigation over to here. And then this garden you're going to carry to where? It's going to be, because this is part of the second station, right?
No, one station is going to be this planter.
Right.
And this little short planter. The
Oh,
second
what about the
station,
trees?
I'm going to run.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, second one. So this first station is going to be this garden here, and then my crepe myrtle garden, and then the second station he'll run it through here again and run it across there, and it'll irrigate all of our trees and the Sun Valley maple gardens and the Sun Valley maples.
They'll see that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, want to get started? Okay. When he starts digging, he went ahead and pulled out the hose so that it's pliable to work with. So he's going to lay it here in the sun while he's digging the little trench. He's only going, so bring that tool over here really quick. I get so many questions about this tool. I put it in the description of the last video. I'll put it in the description of this video as well, but Ernie is only going this depth. So this is not a whole lot of digging involved in this at all. And you don't even have to bury it. This is just Ernie being Ernie. You really don't have to, but it does look better to keep it buried. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that's how deep he's going, and this tool is amazing. I will have it listed in the description of this video as well. That is just his line for his electrical. He did the exact same thing when he added all of our landscape lighting. So you can see you don't have to go very deep. So he's going to continue that, and then we will show you the next step. Okay, Ernie's got the trench all dug out. It didn't take him but 10 minutes, not long. So we got that all done, and now he's doing the little trench so that he can connect the hose to this side of the garden. And then he'll put the grass back in, so it's going to be like a plug. Perfect. Trench is all dug out.
So what you do is just trim whatever, because it's a 1/2 inch hose, so you just trim about 1 inch off.
Okay.
When you put it back, and then you're good.
Good as new, right? Perfect. I have the sprinkler going because it is quite hot. Even though it looks cloudy, it is warm out here and windy. With those pins.
No, so I gotta bring a T.
Oh, I got it.
But so what I'm gonna do is run, because obviously it's bigger. So the reason, see how easy this is?
Yeah.
That's the reason we let it lay on the
Oh, got it.
Very nice work.
Nice and pliable. So from here, from this tubing here, Ernie will be putting, using the little brown tubing, which we'll show you, to put emitters to each. Well, maybe not with this side, because this side is right up against the viburnums, but when he gets this, like for instance over here, he's going to probably have to do tubing from the black one over to the dianthus, so the dianthus gets water from there, and we'll show you what that looks like. So right now he's just feeding the black tubing so that he has access to water all around the garden.
Sure.
Ernie's going to go ahead and set this up. He was going to show you the batteries. It takes 2 AA batteries, so he's going to go ahead and hook that up now to the hose bib. The one thing that you will have to stay on top of though with this is make sure that your batteries are good all the time. So.
And it'll tell you.
It'll tell you, okay. How will it tell us?
It'll say low battery.
Okay. A phone call would be good. All right, so that's what that looks like on the hose bib.
Okay, then you got a plain end, and then here's your bars connection. Okay. Didn't have any 90-degree bends, but I mean this is pretty pliable.
Yeah.
You want to make a square cut. Nice and square.
Perfect. And that tool helps with that. Turn it around. Right there. That tool helps with that. So
then I like to do this and then just press it in. That's it. It doesn't come out.
perfect. Okay.
Put it back in.
Awesome.
You can adjust it however you want. I ran this a little long.
Oh.
But
Well, you can
we'll
pull
adjust.
it though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that he's got that installed, we'll come back and show you how we program it after he's done doing all of the, pulling it into the garden and everything. But now we are connected to water.
If your pressure is too high, they do sell a pressure reducer from your house pressure, whatever that is, to 25 psi. And you can add it here on this section, or you can add it at the other end, just in case it's too much pressure.
So we had that guy come and he tested the water pressure of the house, the one that came and gave us a bid, and he said that we had we had good pressure for 8 to 9 stations. Is there something that people could buy to test the water pressure of their house to make sure they have, because you want to make sure you have enough water pressure to go to all the areas that you're pulling tube to?
Yeah, Home Depot sells a gauge adapter that attaches to your hose.
Okay.
You just basically thread it in just like we did.
Okay.
And then it'll show you the pressure that you got.
Okay, and it tells you on that what your pressure should be.
75 pounds, 95 pounds.
Okay.
I mean, anything over 75 is probably too high and you want to reduce it down.
Oh, okay.
Because then your fittings will come apart.
Okay, something Ernie just mentioned. He's not liking how this is coming out from the hose, but he couldn't, or from the wall, sorry, but he couldn't, they didn't have the 90-degree fitting.
Elbows, yeah.
Or elbow. So just so you know, and we'll show you how he fixes this so it's not so...
So what I'm going to do is put a 90-degree bend, go that way, and then another one that goes straight down, so it's nice and...
So it's flush with the house.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Then I can put the little
metal things.
metal connectors, yeah, to hold the tubing.
Got
right
it.
now it's just to get everybody.
Got it. Okay, we're just trying to make the plants happy right now. Okay, so he's gonna put this fitting in here, and that's gonna allow him to take tubing from this one here into the main garden.
That's it.
Awesome. Just cut off the excess hose on this side. So now he's just gonna clamp it.
That's it.
There we go. All of this is going to be buried because we are going to be mulching, but remember I told you guys that I wanted irrigation, or we wanted irrigation installed before he did that. Update. So Ernie ran the second hose here, you can see. And the second hose is going to be, this one here, is going to be the one that runs the length of the trees. And then back there at the Sun Valley maples. So he's got that all prepped right now, so that's good. He put the plug back in here, and then he ran the hose. You can't see it because he buried it, but now he's got the hose running over here.
So now we want to use these staples.
And he's using those staples to hold it into place where he wants it. Ernie is connecting the larger part of the garden with the one over on the right side. So he's digging another trench, just like he did before, up against the house, to bury that hose. Ernie's got all of the irrigation tubing, the black tubing, all ran through the garden, and you guys saw him dig it out and bury it here at the foot of the patio, and it pops out over here again. He got all of these plants done, and it ends right here. So everything so far on this side of the garden has the black tubing. Okay, turn it on for 1 minute. So we're just flushing the line. We got good water pressure, guys. Look at that. Perfect. Now the next job is what are we doing next?
Install the emitters.
Emitters, okay. That is some good water pressure. Really good water pressure. Awesome. Happy with the, oh, it was 1 minute. Okay, got it. That scared me. Okay, so let's talk emitters because it depends on your soil. So I'm gonna talk clay and loam soils because we have clay soil here. So you'll have to do research if you don't have clay soil for you know, the type of emitters or how many gallons you need per plant. But for most perennials, you need a 1 gallon emitter or 2. They suggest 2 half-gallon because in case one fails, you have one that works. So that's what the suggestion is. And we're gonna do that for pretty much the whole garden. For the larger shrubs and hydrangeas in our garden, he's gonna be using the 4 gallon per hour emitters. Okay, so I just researched the why it would be different, you know, clay versus other types of soil. And it says sandy soils do not allow the water to spread laterally from the emitter, and clay soil is tight and water will spread further away from each emitter. So you definitely want to research what, you know, what kind of emitters to use in your area if you're going to do this type of irrigation, or any type of irrigation actually. So with that said, Ernie is going to start to install the emitters in our garden. So what he's doing is using this tool, and it punches a hole and allows you to just stick the emitter in. And it's that simple. So now when the timer goes off, this tree will get water. Now this one here, you guys remember when we potted up these grasses, we went ahead and thought ahead, and we put the irrigation tubing in here, and it runs out here. So Ernie's going to connect that to the black hose. So, and then he'll fix this so that the grass.
So I'm gonna do the same thing here. So basically,
see. So he has the emitter on there. Now he just connects the brown hose to the emitter. Just like that. The stabilizer allows for the hose. It holds it in place. So that one's done. Now he's going to continue to pull the irrigation to all of the different plants, and I'll give you guys an update when he's done. Okay guys, we have irrigation. We just tested it. So Ernie has, you can see here, and he hasn't taken it to every single plant yet, but just the big ones. See, he's got emitters going to the hydrangeas and to the boxwoods, and here we go. This is awesome. Ernie's got the ditch all patched up, and we are all scheduled. We're watering twice a day, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. So we've got that, and we're doing that right now because we have a lot of young plants that need a lot of extra attention. My ground cover here, Ernie has tubing, you can see, going to all of the plants. Everything has water going to it, and the whole bed. Even the trees, you can see, he tested them out. Everything is working beautifully. You can see he's split right here. He dug one of those little trenches, carried the hose underneath ground, and carried it through here in this planter. He also dug up through here, and he got drip tubing into this pot and over here into this planter. So everybody has irrigation back here except for the grass, but that, like I said, is no problem. So we are very excited about that. Looks really good. And like I mentioned, we're not mulching until, you know, we make sure everything is working properly twice a day and everybody's happy. And once we see that everybody's happy, we will mulch. Okay guys, that is it. That is how to install irrigation in your landscape for inexpensive. Ernie saved us thousands of dollars today, and I am so excited. We're not going to be mulching until we run this for at least a week to make sure that everything works perfectly. And that's another thing that I want to suggest to you. Don't mulch right away. Let it run, do its thing. Make sure that all your emitters are producing, and once you know that you've got a solid system, then go for it and mulch. So we'll be doing that as soon as we let this run. So I'm so excited. So if you guys are wanting irrigation and you want it done on a very tight budget, this is the way to go. So hopefully you guys learned something today and got some inspiration for your garden. I appreciate you guys so much for staying till the end, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.